Being the third largest producer and consumer of electricity worldwide, India installed around 408 gigawatts of power capacity by October 2022. And to reach such huge targets, a lot goes behind generation, transmission, and distribution. Hello again, this is Bhumika Singh for SME Futures, and we have arrived at Electroma 2023, the 15th edition of world's biggest electrical exhibition that brings together a complete spectrum of solution to power the planet from source to socket and everything in between.
In Electrama this year, we are showcasing a few of our products from the automation in terms of drives, which is the motor mounted drive is one, and we are also showcasing a refrigerant and water cooled drives here.
We are exhibiting here distribution transformers, power transformer, furnace duty transformer, and transformers for renewable energy, that is solar, wind power.
We are manufacturers of steel structures. We manufacture towers for telecom, towers for power transmission, monopoles for transmission, structures for railway electrification, structures for solar power plants.
LED itself is an eco-friendly product. If you see, it saves a lot of energy. So first thing we seeing, like, for climate change, we are saving energy.
I think it's improving, and it's pretty much in the right direction when it comes to the electrical industry. And then we all understand the importance of energy conservation also, and then of course the energy security, which is of course gaining traction. And then over the last 1 year, we've seen with the Ukraine war, the energy security is playing a big role.
There is a huge potential for Indian electrical industry, specifically for T&D sector, that is transmission and distribution. In India, transformer capacity, installed transformer capacity is going to be double in next 7 years. So we can see the work that has been done, let us say last 30-40 years, same we are planning, government is planning to do it in next 7 years.
It's going to be quite good, as we are an OEM manufacturers, and we are doing OEM for many brands, and we are looking to add more brands in future.
It looks positive because there is a lot of emphasis from the government to develop, and there's a lot of spend which has been allocated by the government for the development of infrastructure sector, whether it is rural electrification, distribution, or power transmission, or even for that matter generation by solar power plants.
Indian electrical industry is really growing at a very fast pace. Over the last 2 years, the business has been growing at the rate of more than 20% year on year. And we expect the pace to continue at a very fast rate.
करंट सिनेरियो इंडियन इंडस्ट्री का ये है कि दुनिया की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो यहाँ पे लोगों का बहुत ज़्यादा अट्रैक्शन है इंडिया की तरफ, क्योंकि यहाँ इनोवेशन भी बहुत हो रहा है और अलग अलग तरीके से जो प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हैं उनकी क्वालिटी वाइज प्रोडक्ट बन रहे हैं। चाइना के मुकाबले अगर हम बात करते हैं तो हमारे इंडिया के प्रोडक्ट बहुत अच्छे हैं और लोग हमारे ऊपर भरोसा भी कर रहे हैं।
Of course, we spoke about the automation. I mean, electrical EV motors and the EV charging solutions. What we are showing here. Then we are also showing the EV motor controllers and the motors for the two-wheeler, three-wheeler applications. So all is actually directing towards the sustainability or the energy saving or the green future for the India as a country.
The major innovations are a reduction in the transformer losses, reliability of the transformer, and measurement of system parameters, load parameters by digital means.
In future is LED because it's a power saving. Again, if you see, it's a very big power saving, and normally you see everything is coming in LED. So I'm looking in that way that it's going to expand a lot.
So ours is a very, I would say, crude kind of an industry. There is not much of digital, so much to say technology involved. It's basically pure steel fabrication and galvanizing. But nevertheless, we have a very good design team wherein we have improved designs over a period of time. We have come up with monopoles, which are the demand of the day, and it's a very new product.
Eaton globally is committed to grow into the space of electrification in terms of the sustainability, which is energy transition. And the third important pillar is going to be digitalization.
At times, the supply chain could be a bigger challenge because the demand definitely looks to be growing and looks to be robust over the next 3 to 5 years time frame.
The biggest challenge for Indian industry is raw material of transformers. Major raw material is magnetic steel, that we call it CRGO, which is not being produced in India time being.
Yeah, competition is a big challenge. If you see, many manufacturers are coming in, and but there's growth for everyone.
The higher price of steel. Secondly, availability of very skilled manpower, you know, and plus we as manufacturers are more dependent upon our supplies to state electrical boards or central electricity boards, wherein the payments of the projects are a little challenge.
One of the biggest challenge what I see is how do we bring this knowledge to the users? How do we educate them? How do we make them comfortable to really use these solutions and get the maximum out of it? The second important challenge is in terms of the cost. How do we make these new technologies affordable to the system? And that's where companies like Eaton is willing to play a critical.
इंडिया में जो मेन अभी जो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, जो चीज़ अभी यहाँ नहीं बन पा रही है, तो गवर्नमेंट से भी हमारी गुजारिश है कि उसको चीज़ों को यहाँ बनाया जाए, चाहे वो बाहर से कोलैबोरेशन किया जाए, बाहर से टेक्नोलॉजी लाई जाए, जैसे सेमीकंडक्टर्स हैं, लेमिनेशंस हैं, जो कोर है, तभी वो क्वालिटी की नहीं बन पा रही, तो मैक्सिमम हमारे यहाँ अभी इंपोर्ट हो रही क्वालिटी, उसकी वजह से हमारा रेट भी ज़्यादा होता है.
There's a lot of emphasis towards zero emission at the moment, and everyone is trying its best to improve upon lesser consumption of steel by designing better products. As I told you, we have come up with a very new designs of monopoles, which are essentially used to reduce the footprint of the towers. And when you're reducing the production of steel, of course, you're reducing the carbon footprint as well.
We are linking it with the renewable energy, because renewable means solar and wind. Solar and wind is the future, which is always going to be there.
LED itself is an eco-friendly product. If you see, it saves a lot of energy. So first thing we seeing, for climate change, we are saving energy.
हमने यहाँ पे अपने प्लांट जो है सोलर प्लांट लगा रहे हैं, ईवी चार्जिंग में चले जा रहे हैं, क्यों सोलर आने वाले टाइम का सोलर जो है ना मेन फ्यूचर है हमारे इंडिया के लिए.
There is a little resistance from the banks towards the financing of these projects because of longer cash capital cycles. So probably as an industry, there is a demand that banks must come forward and support EPC industry as such, so that these longer capital cycles could be met.
बस हमारी गवर्नमेंट से सजेशन और रिक्वायरमेंट यही है कि भैया जो CRGO कोर्स हैं, सेमी कंडक्टर्स हैं, जो चीज़ यहाँ नहीं बन पा रही उस पर फोकस दे के यहाँ रॉ मटेरियल बनने लगेगा ना, तो फिनिश गुड हमारा सस्ता हो जाएगा और हम लोग ज़्यादा एक्सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं.
India is a global market today, and all the global companies are trying to shift their base from China to India. We have seen in many cases wherein even people like Apple or even some very established industries which are trying to shy away from China now, and they are moving their manufacturing base to India. It's going to help India in a very long term.
I think with regards to China Plus One, in India itself, the manufacturing is on the rise. It gives a lot of play to most of the players here in the electrical and automation industry. And with regards to the regionalization and the overall localization of the manufacturing coming up with China Plus One, I think automation also is going to play a big role.
Government has supported us a lot in this. In fact, they have given us subsidiaries in terms of duties to import raw materials and all. So you can say in that way government is helping us, and I'm sure in future there'll be no need for India to import from China, and India will be a net exporter for LED lights in coming down the line.
इंडिया के पास वो कैपेसिटी नहीं थी। आज की डेट में इंडिया के पास बहुत बड़ी कैपेसिटी है, बहुत मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का एक बहुत बड़ा हब बनता जा रहा है। तो बाहर के अगर हम कंट्री की बात करते हैं तो लोग इंडिया की तरफ देख रहे हैं, यहाँ उस पर विश्वास कर रहे हैं। बेशक हमारा रेट चाइना से ज़्यादा है, लेकिन फिर भी लोग यहाँ से खरीद रहे हैं। उसकी वजह यही है कि हम लोग अपने आप में मजबूत होते चले जा रहे हैं, क्वालिटी वाइज बहुत अच्छा हो रहा है। तो चाइना के मुकाबले आज की डेट में इंडिया बहुत आगे बढ़ रहा है और आने वाले फ्यूचर में 100% चाइना को पीछे करेगा, ये हमें पूरी उम्मीद है।
With more than 1,000 exhibitors and around 3.5 lakh visitors, Electrima 2023, based on the theme of Sustainable Future, has been a great hit. Industry stakeholders are satisfied the promising growth of the industry as it is moving fast towards the sustainability with innovations in technology.